Okay, scholars, today we're going to talk about the Pythagorean Theorem. We're going to start by labeling our triangle. So we know that side A is 12 inches, side B is X, and side C is 13. Now we're going to go up and add our equation. The equation for the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now we can go back and add our numbers. So we know that side A is 12, so a squared is going to be 12 squared. Side B is x, so that's just going to be x squared. And side C is 13, so that's going to be 13 squared. Now we're going to use our calculator to simplify the exponents. So 12 squared is 144. X squared is still x squared. And 13 squared is 169. Here is where we start to solve for x, our missing value. It's now a regular equation. So we're going to isolate the x variable by subtracting 144 from both sides of the equation. This cancels out. Now x squared is on the side by itself. 169 minus 144 is 25. Now we need to take the square root because we're looking for x. So we're going to take the square root of x squared, and if we do it on the left of the equal sign, we must do it on the right of the equal sign. The square root of x squared is x. The square root of 25 is 5. So x equals 5. So for number 2, we're going to go in again and label our sides. This is side A. This is side B. This is side C. Our Pythagorean theorem, you want to always start by writing that down, is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And now we can plug in our numbers. 4 squared plus 3 squared equals x squared. Now we're going to simplify our exponents. 4 squared is 16. 3 squared is 9. And that's equal to x squared. It's an equation. The x value is isolated by itself, so now we're just going to perform the addition. 16 plus 9 is 25. So 25 equals x squared. Now we're looking for x, not x squared. So we need to take the square root of x squared. And if we take the square root of x squared, we also need to take the square root of 25. So 5 equals x. So this number here would be 5. Okay, scholars, this triangle does look a little bit different, but the sides are still the same no matter how the triangle sits on the page. So let's go through and label our sides again. This is side A. X is side B. And we know that the longest side is always the hypotenuse, and that is always side C. Now we're going to go in again and write our equation. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. And we're going to plug in our numbers. So a squared is 11.9 squared plus b squared is x, so that's going to be x squared equals, and c squared is 14.7 squared. Now we're going to simplify our exponents. 11.9 squared is 141.61 plus x squared equals 14.7 squared is 216.09. Now we have our equation, and now we're going to follow the rules for solving an equation. The idea is to isolate the x. So we're going to subtract 141.61 from both sides. This cancels. We have x squared equals 74.48. But we're not looking for x squared. We're looking for x. So we need to take the square root of x squared. If we do it on the left of the equal sign, we must do it on the right of the equal sign. So if we take the square root of x squared, we get x. When we take the square root of 74.48, we get 8.63. And that is our answer. In our final example, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did before. We're going to start by labeling our sides. We know that this is side A, this is side B, and the longest side of the triangle is side C. Now you may ask, how do I know which one is side A and which one is side B? But with the Pythagorean Theorem, A and B can be either one of the two. But this is just how I chose to label mine. So now we're going to write the equation, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We're going to plug in our numbers. X squared plus 6.3 squared equals, this is a 6.3, let me make sure you can see my decimal, equals 15.4 squared. Now we're going to simplify our exponents. X squared plus 39.69 equals 231.04. Again, we need to isolate the x. So we're going to subtract 39.69 from both sides. Now, x squared equals 191.35. Again, we are looking for x and not x squared. So we need to take the square root of x squared and the square root of 191.35. And x is going to be equal to 13.83. And that is our answer.